We have NHL 21 Hut news. Clappy tweeted yesterday that there'll be Hut info dropping, and we didn't know it was just about the arcade game, the Rush thing, which obviously a lot of the YouTubers did because they got their own footage and they could play it. So obviously I don't have that footage because that was like handcrafted by EA and delivered in a nice little carrier pigeon to like people that are more popular than me. It was really a popularity contest, and much like in high school, I failed. So if you haven't already seen the gameplay, I'll put in the description a video that you can go click to and watch it from a YouTuber that will go through it a little bit better. I wanted to chat about a couple of things and sort of run through Hut as a whole and what I think about this game mode. And it's getting a lot of negative press out there, mostly from people like myself, the older generation of, I mean, we're pretty much grandpas when it comes to gaming. If you hit your 30s and you're still playing games, it's like you have a terminal disease. It's like, oh my god, you're 30? We should start a charity for him. But no, so Hut Rush is pretty much an arcade version of Hut, where it's a lot like the games are going to play like 3 circuits from the last few games. You can play it 3-on-3, 6-on-6, there's the goal limits, there's the time limits, it's all the same. It's pretty much just with your cards, a few little things thrown in there that, can be 5-on-5 or 6-on-6, if you include the goalies. Otherwise, it is... And there's like outdoor rinks and a few other little gimmicky things. And yeah, I think that's the best way to sum this up. This is an absolute gimmick. Did you guys play any of the last few game modes that have come out? I mean, Ones is a prime example of just something that was like, oh, that's kind of fun, and then you played it twice more and it's like, oh, nah, not for me. I don't mind that this game mode exists or is coming out, because I understand that you need the younger generation to play this game, and you also need the younger generation to be able to go to their dad and be all excited and be like, hey dad, can you buy me this game? And that's pretty much what they're going with this. It's a gimmick that, some people might like that are probably under the age of 15, would be my guess. There might be some adults that like it, credit to you. But I don't think many people are going to play this past November. I think, by the time you get to November, this mode will just be dead in the water. It'll be fun for a couple of times. Some YouTubers will get some footage from it and do some sick digs and be like, ooh, look at that point record, bro. And then that'll be it. That'll be the end of it. So I get that this mode exists. It's not for me. This mode is not for me, and that's okay. That's okay. I think a lot of people on the internet really have a tough time of just being like, oh, this is crap, I'm not going to buy this because of this one mode. It's not for you. You need to find what you like about this game and figure out whether that's worth your money. That's really what it is at. Probably my biggest problem with this mode is that obviously it is designed to get more bums in seats, for lack of a better term. It's to get people to buy this game. And mostly, again, the younger generation. If they turn that around and then we got something like a GM Connected or a Be a Pro Online, which is something we've been asking for 6 years now? Well, has it been 6 years without it? Yeah, Jesus, it's been 6 years without it. That's ridiculous. Or even just an online league that we could just play with our friends. You look at every other sports game that is anything in this world right now, and you pretty much have all of that. And I think that's the shame that NHL, the NHL games miss out on, is that you just don't foster that environment. Now, they reckon that a bunch of people didn't play it. I don't believe that. And we had a very healthy comp in Australia here, which is, I mean, already that's just mind-boggling that like we were able to get a league with like 20 players in it in Australia before the internet it's at its real height. It'd be a lot easier to get things going now. Now that much more people are on Twitter and those sort of things, so it'd be gangbusters. But yeah, like every sports game that I play, F1's is a prime example. There's an online league that I'm just joining now, and it's great. It is so much fun having a bunch of people that play the same way as you, and you can have these little internal rules and things like that, so the games go well. And GM Connected was a buggy piece of shit. Like, it was so bad. And if they released it today, exactly the same way, as buggy as all these problems, I would 100% accept it. I'll just be like, yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, that would 100% get me to forego my money. But yeah, it's just not happening. Like, we just get like, oh, trade frenzy's now a thing. And that, I think that's what we're getting as the offline players this year. It's like, that was a thing before. Like, you're just giving us stuff that we already had. The Fog of War thing, I will give credit for it. It's quite good. But it just feels like it's these tiny little, like, we're just fish in a fish tank in the offline GM, be a pro kind of players. And we're just, wanting a little hit of fish flakes. Because I really think this Be a Pro, I'm hoping that it's getting a complete overhaul. I just don't think it is. I think it's going to have a few cutscenes and it's be like, job done, boys. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of have a brief discussion about that and sort of see what your take is on it, like whether you're excited for Hut Rush. Obviously, again, I'm also quite jaded when it comes to Hut, because I did play Hut quite a bit. I would never buy a pack. I found it to be... I'm a good player, so it was a challenge to me to verse teams that were better than me and beat them. And I always found it hilarious, because they would, spend hundreds of dollars on a team, and then they'd send you a massive message of just, how they're having intercourse with my mum. Which happened a lot. She must really get around. But I like the idea of... especially the first modes of Hut, of just building a team slowly. And again, I ran it kind of like a franchise. Like, I kind of ran it like a franchise. And I wish Hut kind of leaned into that a little bit more, that you could, do things with the arenas. You could make it a bit more your own. And, but yeah, it just didn't happen at all. I wish there was a kind of a salary cap or something like that as well. And you had to negotiate maybe some it's probably a bit too in-depth for what the mode is, but I just wish there was more to it than just like, here, buy some pay to win. That's pretty much what it is pay to win. Oh, which is disappointing. And it's also, I can't play it anymore because it's no longer peer-to-peer. It's now a server in North America. So pretty much if you're in Europe or Oceania, you're stuffed. You can't play Hut anymore. So you're off to online. But yeah, I do definitely have fun memories of that. Like, I remember the first Hut when, like, you could only play someone for like 60 games. Like, they had a contract length, and then that was it. Like, that was it. Once they hit that, they retired, and like, I had like Tobias Enstrom. He was like my first like big player. I think it was like 82, and I just kept him in the team. I had better players, and I just kept him in the team and ran his contract out. And I just really enjoyed that and had fun with that. Again, that game also had GM Connected, and but it's just disappointing. There's not really much info when it comes to it. The only thing that I could see that glares into like Hut as a whole is that the synergies now, when they're active, actually highlight the improvements on the player card itself. So if the speed's 90 and you have a +3 synergy, it will say 93 now. I think that's the only bit of Hut information that I could see, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so overall, I don't have a problem with this game mode that it exists. I get why it exists. It's marketing 101. You need to have something new and exciting and shiny, because then you can make a trailer. And again, there's some 8-year-old that is going to buy this game because of this very mode, and that is fine. But I would love for some of that to trickle down into the people that buy this game year in and year out. And I guess they don't know us anything. We're still morons that are going to buy this game year in and year out. I don't think I've missed one since 03, I would say. Maybe 02. Yeah, it would have been... yeah, I think 03. Whatever the one... yeah, I think 03 was the one that I missed. But yeah, otherwise I've pretty much had every NHL game since, and it's just a bit stagnant. It's the same goals, it's the same blah blah blah. Yeah, you guys know the rant. I've made it many a time before. But anyway, I just wanted to have that discussion. What do you think? What do you think? Put it in the comments down below. Are you excited for Hut? Are you excited for Hut Rush? Does this move the needle? Are you going to buy this because of this game? Or do you want something a little bit more? Or even a promise that they're working towards something a little bit more? Or Yeah, I think that's it. Like, it's just, again, they have to make a new mode. I completely understand. They really do, because I have a feeling it's the difference between this being hitting, profitable is not the word, it'd be their internal target. They would have an internal target that they have to hit, come with revenue, and that would be set by EA. And yeah, so they need to find ways to be able to do that, and a new mode does that. It's exciting, it's sexy, and again, it gets the 9-year-old to run to his parents and say, for Christmas, can I have NHL 21? Or can I have NHL 21 for my birthday? Or can you buy me NHL 21? And that's what this mode is. That's purely what this mode is. Don't think of it any other way. No one will be playing it past November. It is literally that. And that's fine, but I just wish then we got something too. And I could be wrong about Be a Pro. Be a Pro could be a real overhaul, and then I'll be like, look, that makes perfect sense. I'm perfectly fine for these hut modes and these things to exist, where it's clearly cash grabs if we get a better product. But I feel like that hasn't happened because the product's probably worse than it was 10 years ago. So when it comes to GMs and that, the gameplay's better. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that, but still. Anyway, guys, wow, this video kind of went on a completely different tangent than I planned it to, but that's okay. I'll just have to change the title. If you did like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, hit subscribe. It really does help us out. We just hit 201. So just got over the 200 mark. I put a channel update on the way that we're kind of be going forward. So yep. Be another 2 videos today. Opening some jerseys from Ben H Sports finally. Obviously, yeah, was quite crook, and well, I opened them a while ago and then I had to go to hospital. So, so I'll be editing that video and putting that online, and then I'll be shaving this disgusting beard. And I've got a new series called Plus One, where we go through every draft pick that that a team makes, and literally just go to, instead of they pick that pick, they just pick the next player that was then picked, and we see how the team ended up, and whether they ended up being better or not. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.